But the disadvantages were that, or are that sometimes it means that you can't decide, you don't have exact figures of the numbers of your sales, or you can't even predict what will happen to your product or to your film or to your production before you produce. It's not something that you can use data to judge or to determine. So those are some of the disadvantages of the old Nollywood structure. But like I said, it had its own advantages. It had the fact that the industry grew a lot at the time. And but then for new Nollywood, I'd say that it's more or less not even a new Nollywood thing. It's something that the digital world brought with it. New Nollywood is something that the digitalization. Take two. New Nollywood is something that the digitization of the world, brought with it, because now there are other distribution channels. You don't have to purchase a CD for you to watch a film. Now there are other channels where you can reach your audience, and that is what New Nollywood is doing compared to the old Nollywood, and that's what brought the paradigm shift in the industry. The fact that now audiences are able to access films or access content on their phones, on their computers, at the comfort of their homes without having to go out there to buy a physical CD, helped New Nollywood so much, in the sense that there are a lot of platforms, VOD platforms, a lot of other platforms or digital platforms where people can now access all of these things. They can access their content, and then it means that a producer or a filmmaker can reach out to their audience directly. But it's not even an easy thing, because it means that you need to build your platform. You need to work hard on building your platform for it to get to that point where people can now you can make money, or you can break even in your production. So that's the thing about New Nollywood. Digitization helps the industry so much, such that with the coming of Netflix, now it has its own audience, and then you can just boycott all the middlemen, and then you're at Netflix and you have your film or your production at Netflix. In as much as we still have distributors as middlemen.
In 1992 in Nigeria, electronic salesman Kenneth Nwebe shot a straight-to-video movie in 1 month on a budget of just $12,000. It sold more than 1 million copies, mostly by street vendors, and right then, Nollywood's Nigerian movie industry was born. By 2009, Nollywood had surpassed Hollywood as the world's second largest movie industry by volume, right behind India's Bollywood. And in 2014, the Nigerian government released data for the first time showing Nollywood as a $3.3 billion sector, with 1,844 movies produced in 2013 alone. Do that maths. Earlier in 2014, Nollywood producer Kunle Afolayan reached an exclusive Netflix distribution arrangement for his then latest film, October 1. This added to the 10 Nollywood-related titles already on Netflix and the US media company Nigeria's novel Beast of No Nation to star Idris Elba.
From the bottom of my heart, I congratulate our entire people of Nigeria.
Happy independence!
My educated opinion tells me independence has arrived 10 years too early.
There's been a murder. In fact, 2. A coating.
Okay. We found out not about you.
We are dealing with premeditated murder in the first degree.
I'm imposing an 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew on Akute. Mount police checkpoint to every entry into Akute.
Question everyone. Find out anything unusual, and if by chance you come into contact with the killer, you must blow your whistle. he will keep on killing until his thirst for blood is quenched. We have to smoke him out from wherever he receives sanctuary.
Who is that? Sumonu, the palace guard, sir. Apprehend him! Sumonu, drill! Can't you see me?
Da na gani dai a cikin daji, fitan da na je na yi.
God save the queen.
That is why I want a little more time.
Unnecessary. Transfer him to a Godi prison in Ibadan tomorrow. They'll take it from there.
But that is not right.
How dare you?
How dare you, sir? Is the case in Enugu not bad enough?
It is a fact that despite the situation surrounding the marketing structure of Nollywood, it is still a huge industry. And in fact, no one, that is, and must be recognized. With the West Africa being the largest consumers of Nollywood content, it has proven itself with the help of the best executive producers, screenwriters, producers, and directors to last the test of time, and is in fact a cash industry.
Hello? Hello? Boy, this thing you break. Make I call you back later, babe. Make I call you back later because make I call you back, babe. Alright, I'm dying if I do. Rihanna! Later, babe. Make I call you back. Alright. Okay. Alright. Good afternoon. Hello? Hello? Hi. Hello? Good afternoon. I talk to you now, hello. Talk to me, I'm talking to you.
Are you not? Like, how would you do that?
I mean, I'm talking,
Isn't it obvious I do not want to talk to you?
We just met. There shouldn't be any quarrel. What do you take me for? Look at me head to toe now. Now they follow you talk. Because they use, see the phone, I'm used. Okay, forget say your phone high pass. No be say no fit buy am. Now the weather. Once weather don't they too cold like this, they affect price.
You are making noise.
I'm talking to you from my heart. But you're making look as if me that I'm talking, I'm nothing. Why? See, babe, as I'm looking at you, now I say I can marry you. You look like someone that can manage my life, manage my own. I'm talking to you, baby girl. I'm talking to you.
Do not touch me. Do not try it.
I'm sorry. It's like let's talk. Don't run.
Can you leave me alone?
See, if you look at this whole thing very well, you notice that me and you, we can blend.
Hey, baby.
Then what's happening?
Can you imagine this maggot? This thing. He has been disturbing me since I got here.
Who are you?
Sir, I'm monitoring.
No, answer him.
Yeah, I'm trying to. No, sir, yes, I asked her.
I said, who are you?
Yes, I asked her. I said, today sell yogurt here. She said yes.
Is this place a drug factory?
Exactly. No, not like
Baby, don't stress yourself.
Stop. Sir, are you listening? I said, okay, I should preach. I came to preach. Preach? Yes. No, I went to preach. He's evangelist. He's evangelist.
Street is fuck up.
You're not getting Oga said that stop. So sir, I said that. So I should preach to her. She now said that if I don't preach.
You are the pastor, you are the fake pastor in Nigeria.
Deal
with him!
Wait. How much will sell these shoes? Hey, sir. Which?
Baby, let's go.
Sir, he was about giving me a phone number. Okay, man.
Mama, you're coming to Lagos. Banga.
Baby, Mama just called me now. She's coming to see you. She asked me to tell you to make banga soup for her. And she's close to the house, oh.
How do you expect me to prepare banga in just few minutes?
I have a solution for you.
Really?
If you no sabi cook the banga, you no go enter my family.
Pali banga is used in making other exotic dishes such as banga jollof rice, banga efo riro, banga asaro or yam porridge, banga egusi, and many more. Pali banga is easy to open, no preservatives, no cholesterol, and no coloring. Approved by NAFDAC. Manufactured by Pali Agro Products Limited. Available in all leading stores and supermarkets nationwide.
Pali banga, natural palm fruit extracts for tasty African cuisine.
iBrandTV. Business first.
Hello and welcome. This is Business Breakfast, broadcasting live from our studio here in Lagos, Nigeria. I am Omobolanle Adeshui. Coming up in a moment. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, small and medium-scale enterprises, SMEs in Nigeria, have contributed about 48% on average to the national GDP in the last 5 years. Despite the significant contribution of SMEs to the Nigerian economy, the ability of a company to sell goods and services across borders still remains a big challenge. On the program today, we will be taking a closer look at access to market and how SMEs in Nigeria can exploit the opportunities. These are some of the highlights on the show today. And this is Business Breakfast. But first, let's take a look at what's in the news today. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has acknowledged that there are pricing issues at some petrol depots in the country, but rejected any hike in the pump price of the product. Several filling stations in Abuja had long queues to deal with yesterday. Retailers had said that the ex-depot price of the product had been increased by private tank farm owners from the recommended 148 naira to 149 naira 5 kobo per litre to between 153 naira and 155 naira per litre. However, the Group Managing Director, NNPC, Melikiari, while delivering a presentation at the conference organized by energy correspondents in Lagos yesterday, stated that the corporation had adequate stock of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol. The Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, has established new standards to tackle the high level of rejection faced by Nigeria's agricultural commodities at the global market. The move, according to the standards body, is suitable and will strategically make Nigerian agro-commodities competitive at the international market, especially with the introduction of African Continental Free Trade Agreement, AFCFTA. The Director General, SON, Malam Farouk Salim, made this known on the sidelines of the visit of SON Governing Council to audit SON's facilities in Lagos. According to Salim, oftentimes Nigerian goods are rejected due to the inability to go through standard procedure locally before exporting to other countries. Kiari further said the corporation has over 1.7 billion liters of petrol in the country for distribution, adding that another 2.3 billion liters would be arriving into the country within the month. President Muhammad Buhari has stated that Nigeria aims to achieve net zero emission by 2060 through its energy transition plan, as opposed to the 2050 deadline set by the United Nations. Buhari made this known at the high-level segment for heads of state and government at the ongoing 26th Conference of Parties, COP26, to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in Glasgow, Scotland yesterday. This is coming after American billionaire and founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, commended Buhari's leadership role in rehabilitating degraded lands in the country. President Buhari's speech underscored Nigeria's key priorities and action to tackle climate change, as well as progress on the country's transition to low-carbon economy consistent with achieving the Paris Climate Agreement. Buhari also stated that $1.5 trillion would be needed by Nigeria over a 10-year period to achieve a significant level of the national infrastructure stock. The Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, has said that customers who discover that they have been overcharged can petition the CBN or the NDIC in order to activate a refund. Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, NDIC, Hassan Bello, stated this at a 3-day workshop organized for business editors and members of the Finance Correspondents Association of Nigeria, FICAN. Hassan further stated that most of the issues surrounding bank charges have been largely resolved, assuring that issues surrounding customers' complaints will be duly addressed. He also spoke on the importance of sensitization, as he notes that the CBN already has a guide on bank charges which is readily available to the public. And coming up in a moment, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, small and medium-scale enterprises, SMEs in Nigeria, have contributed about 48% on average to the national GDP in the last 5 years. Despite the significant contribution of the SMEs to the Nigerian economy, the ability of a company to sell goods and services across borders still remains a big challenge. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Market just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pay you, even your fingernails go dey pay you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do now make you go for the open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again, my brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081-6397-4447, 080-3564-4436, 070-6663-8213. Banga fresh palm fruit extract.
Most people don't understand the magic of the perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
Cleaners Limited. Professional dry cleaners. Best in dry cleaning and laundry services that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash, quick delivery.
Mama, you're coming to Lagos. Banga.
Baby, Mama just called me now. She's coming to see you. She asked me to tell you to make banga soup for her. And she's close to the house. Oh.
How do you expect me to prepare banga in just few minutes?
I have a solution for you.
Really?
She no sabi cook the banga. No go enter my family.
Pali banga is used in making other exotic dishes such as banga jollof rice, banga eforiro, banga asaro or yam porridge, banga egusi, and many more. Pali banga is easy to open, no preservatives, no cholesterol, and no coloring. Approved by NAFDAC. Manufactured by Pali Agro Products Limited. Available in all leading stores and supermarkets nationwide.
Pali banga, natural palm fruit extracts for tasty African cuisine.
Powerful looks command respect, they say. The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. Found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. My name is Neo. I found Blemiviv, and now my skin finally makes sense.
Thank you for joining us again. Over 40 million MSMEs exist in Nigeria, employing over 80% of the country's population and contributing about 50% of the country's GDP. Now the biggest threat to the survival of these businesses, central to the economy, lies in their physical approach to interacting and transacting. Now let's take a closer look at access to market and how SMEs in Nigeria can exploit the opportunities. Let's explore all the latest developments in this discourse with Akin Adeoye. He is a business analyst and he joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us, Akin.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Now, looking at the current situation of MSMEs in Nigeria, undoubtedly the sector is pivotal to Nigeria's growth, including reducing poverty levels. And as of July 2021, Nigeria's MSMEs accounted for 96% of the total number of businesses in the country, and of course contributed about 50% to the national GDP. However, the issue of market access still lingers despite several economic policies that have been put in place by the government. What do you think is responsible for this?
Well, I'm a bit confused with the statistics you put forward. That MSME constitute about 80% of the businesses in Nigeria. I don't know how the
96%.
Yeah, how it has been categorized and what are the factors used. But it is correct to say that the backbone of any economy lies in the active participation of the SMEs and the micro businesses as well. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that we have the right policies to make this the same in Nigeria.
How do you mean?
Our small businesses, small, medium businesses are always faced with a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties, which make them to continually struggle to even survive, talk less of being able to contribute their quota to national development. And this come in different angles and perspectives. A lot of the businesses are even not properly developed.
You mean the small-scale businesses
yes.
are not properly developed?
No, not at all. And it is like when you have a baby, the baby will be growing, and when the baby develops well, it's not able to contribute well, even if it is jumping or running or in academic pursuits.
So the lack of development, sorry to butt in, so the lack of development, is it the responsibility of the business owners or the government?
Majorly, it is the business environment, and that is the problem of government. So you find people struggling to survive. And I will say that most of our businesses are really struggling to survive. One, due to inconsistent government policies. Because if there is one policy and you are struggling to adjust to that policy, by the time another regime comes, the policy will change.
And you know, you mentioned earlier that these policies are really not helpful. When you look at the policies, especially for the Buy Made in Nigeria policy, would you say that is not helpful?
Oh, it is definitely not helpful. It's not consistent. And to a large extent, may not be properly realistic.
How?
You buy what is available and what is available in the country. Many, particularly the productive or the manufacturing sector, is suffering from several difficulties, mainly due to, well, multiple taxation is there, but power, bad roads, and this make the very, very unstable exchange rate. Because a lot of the inputs they use, I don't want to use the word raw materials, a lot of the inputs are imported, and with the unstable regime of the exchange rate, you find it difficult to even plan. If you get to the market today to buy something, by the time you come back tomorrow, the price has gone up. When you want to sell it, you are not too sure of how to sell, because the customer who is coming to buy from you has limited income. So you cannot jack the price up. It will just walk up to another person.
So would you say that inflation has a role to play in all of this? Because we know that daily the prices of goods and services are on the increase.
Inflation has more than a role to play, if I can use that terminology. Inflation, there's nothing bad in inflation. But what we normally do in business development, you look at the trend, and with the trend you use this in planning. But it is difficult to put this into good perspectives. Inflation too affects several aspects of our life. Is it cost of transportation you want to think of? Is it cost of, the cost of doing business generally is not stable. So all these things go a long way to make the life of the SMEs very difficult. And once the life of the SME is difficult, the SME is not able to contribute its quota to national.
But if you look at global statistics, you discover that the rate of ease of doing business is on the increase in Nigeria. But small-scale business owners are saying that they still have difficulties in getting loans, having to drop collaterals and all of that. How do we marry these two facts together?
Even before we get to the level of looking for collateral, what is the cost of fund? Because, what's the interest rate? If you put up a business plan which will show the cost of the project of the business, this is your own contribution. And that is what you are able to put in. You need additional fund which you want to raise through banks. And by the time you look at how long it takes you to even get this fund together from the bank, you will be growing gray hair. Apart from that, if you now look at the cost, what's the average lending rate in the country now? And you cannot see any business that can talk of a profit margin that will be sufficient to accommodate the high cost of fund. And if you want to put all that on the business, then you may not be competitive. And that is actually one of the major reasons. One of the major reasons why our SMEs cannot do very well. Look at it across the sector. Is it agric sector? Look at if you try to raise a chicken in your house, freeze it and so on and bring it to the table, and you want to look at how much will it cost you per kilo, the imported one, you will find that it is far cheaper. And by the time you give your friend money or you give your wife money to buy chicken, they will struggle with the little fund you will have to maintain your family. They will struggle to make ends meet. Then in the process, they will go for the ones that is more economical.
And this is highly due to the high cost of getting the raw materials, as you said, because, for instance, they cannot even import maize anymore because it has been banned. And this is what they would use in feeding the local chickens.
Yes, you ban maize because you want to improve or increase local production. But the logistics, those things that you require to stimulate the growth is not available. The fertilizer is not there. The caterpillar that you need
But the federal government has talked about different policies and projects to provide fertilizer, provide all manner of, what's it called now, these inputs for farmers. Is it that these projects are just mere words and not being actioned?
I think apart from being words, they are just good enough for the television or for the newspaper. Because the average farmer does not really enjoy this. Something that we have not really learned to take into consideration in this country is something we call impact analysis. If you make a pronouncement or you make I think what's the general word that government uses now, they will just push money into something. And I don't know, it came up during the COVID era. There's one part.
Palliatives?
No palliative, intervention.
Okay, intervention.
Yeah, and they say, this is this intervention they are doing. Now, it's good on the surface, but what is the impact of that intervention? How far has that...
So there's no follow-up policy to check how it is working?
Yeah, it is, but we need to go beyond the follow-up. How effective, I think that's the word, how effective has it been? You are making a road that is probably about 100 people are struggling to pass the road. Then you say you are trying to widen the road. You should be able to go back and say that, is that road, how many more people has the intervention
impacted?
Yes, how has it impacted on the life of the
All right, let's take a short break. We'll be back to talk more. Please don't go anywhere.
True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming true unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your true unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix true unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your true unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors are needed nationwide.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's true unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
True unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. True unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores nationwide.
You go enter
Welcome back. This is still Business Breakfast, and I still have here Akin Adeoye, a business analyst. Now, let's look at your assessment of the present state of cross-border trade in West Africa, especially as it has to do with access to market for small-scale holders.
Well, I see myself more as a business development specialist. And looking at considering the impact of cross-border trade on our businesses, I think it has not been a good story all along. Closing and opening of the border appears to be something that most often is not well thought of.
The one that happened in 2019, August 2019, would you, if you were to assess it, would you say it was really helpful in boosting the economy?
No, it was ill-advised.
How do you mean?
Largely, I always look at the effect on local businesses and look at the effect on the local consumers. Because at the end of the day, they are the receiving end. the border was closed, prices of commodity just went up. Is it rice? Is it groundnut oil? Is it, just name it.
But we saw some farmers saying that it boosted their production because we saw more people patronizing locally made rice, especially.
But was it sustainable? When you want to develop a business, you don't look at the tomorrow result alone. You want to see the effect the tomorrow after the tomorrow after the tomorrow. And that will make if they are able to grow the local food, maybe 30%, then it should go to 35, 40, 50. Then we know that we have been able to solve that problem.
So it should have been a gradual process.
I think before you do it, you put some things in place to help the local farmer. What happened? The border was closed. This commodity became scarce, so the price jumped up.
And even the local one was expensive.
Oh yes, it is very, very expensive. And apart from the fact that people are complaining that it's not probably the taste of something that they want, which to some extent you need to take into consideration, because if they are not satisfied, people will move. People have actually moved from eating rice now to eating some of this artificially made food, Indomie, spaghetti, whatever it is.
Which we mentioned brands.
Which we don't even produce. So the effect is that if you want to close the border for a particular thing, it may not, complete closure of the border is not helpful, because it's it affects both sides. People from the other countries come here to buy, is it our soap, plastic products, and so on. They use for making buckets. If you see these trucks going back, they don't go empty. You see them loaded. Other plastic shoes and so on. Now you close the border, they cannot come to buy from us. We cannot go to buy from them. So it is even hurting us more.
So you say it's counterproductive?
Oh yes, completely.
Now let's look at this issue of the AfCFTA. Now the general optimism around the promise of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, like other free trade agreements, will be inevitable, create winners and losers. But some economy experts have expressed their doubts over the effectiveness of the trade agreement. Now I'd like to know, how much impact would it have, especially as the government of the day, President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, has signed to the AfCFTA?
Yeah, but before signing it, I think, again, we need to have studied what effect we think it will have on us. Most of the countries around us depend on largely on the French economy. And their currency is to a large extent being supported by France. Here we are in the middle. Nigeria is very big, a big brother. What do we gain from it? That is something that we really need to consider seriously.
But one would expect that before it was signed on by President Muhammadu Buhari, there were consultations done with economic experts.
Yeah, but I think
who would have considered all these factors you mentioned.
In our country presently, there is a lot of weight being given to political consideration far more than the economic benefit. There's something in economics that we call the social cost benefit analysis. If you do that, what is the economic rate of return? What's the impact on the economic development? But it is more from the political, or as a big brother, this is what we are doing, and we are doing it to help them, which to a large extent may help them, but has it really helped us? And is this what we really need? Not at a stage where our currency is really suffering from this era of instability. Where, look at the Naira to the CFA. That was the one that the CFA appears to have gained and probably running at par with us. Look at the Naira with the CD in Ghana. So where do we stand? How has it really helped? And if you have a good knowledge of trend analysis, this is what should have been done to predict that if we do it this way, there is some sensitivity that you should do. If we do it this way, what will be the impact? If it is this way, what will be the impact? I'm not too happy that they might have been done, but they were not taken into proper consideration before the signing of the agreement.
So you're saying it's not beneficial in any way?
To a large extent, I cannot see how it has benefited us. Apart from just shooting us up as a big political brother.
Now, looking at the IMF projected that Nigeria's economy will contract by -3.4% by the end of 2020, and the country's economy is projected to recover to 2.4% by 2021. How best can MSMEs in Nigeria latch on this and take advantage of it?